The Daisy in Training Award is for someone who truly embodies the motto of the College of Nursing, which is learning the healer's art. So when I think of learning the healer's art, the person that I think of is Michael.
Hi, I'm Michael Scott. I'm in my 5th semester in the BYU nursing program. I'm married to Amy and I have a 2-year-old son, Preston. Before I became a nurse, I was a firefighter EMT for 5 years. One of the things I realized was I loved everything about it, but especially the EMT part, because I got to be with people when they needed help the most, and I had some skills to be able to help them. What made me start thinking about nursing was I went on a rotation at the hospital. I was in the emergency department. I was talking to the nurses and watching the nurses, and just really impressed with how brilliant they were and how much the patients trusted them. The way the patients looked at them, it was kind of like the way that like my son looks at me, and it was just this total trust and dependency, and if you were a good nurse, you could change outcomes just by loving your patient. What I saw between the nurses and their patients, I'd never seen that outside of my home, so that's kind of why I wanted to be a nurse. I remember one of the brethren said, look at other people and try to see them the way that their parents see them. I think about when they were a kid and the way their parents loved them or should have loved them, and the way I feel about Preston. It's a lot easier now to work with all different sorts of populations. I got to work with the prison population, and then also now I work at the state hospital in the forensics unit. Whenever I'm maybe having a difficult time, I think about if something happened to Amy and I, and Preston was, his life was changed and he ended up there because of circumstances, that I would want someone to love him. Knowing that at one point they were like him, they were just a baby, and that life happened to them helps me to be a better nurse and to show compassion.